I'm getting these white people. Scared them motherfucker.
All right, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. All right, this is your brother Zakar Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. The Lord willing this be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. All right. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. Okay, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakatham. All right, so this isn't going to be a very long lesson. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing us to be quick, straight to the point. All right, be edifying, man. Just pretty much land backing off of the lesson that I heard, or the lesson I was listening to from the priest Mahalaya. You know what I'm saying? He was responding to the video that you just saw. That was shared by the beloved elder Karatazar out of Vegas. Excuse me. And this is this is what we keep talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is what we tell you concerning those who are supposed to be in the position of leadership. You know what I'm saying? This is what we warn you about. All right? That there's a distinction, there's a difference between a prophet and a false prophet. All right? Now, these characters that you see on the screen, or that you saw on the screen, you know what I'm saying, in the video, those are not prophets, man. All right? Those are not prophets. You see what I'm saying? Our job is not to go out there, you know what I'm saying, do all this major display of carnal force or whatever, carnality. That's not our jobs, you know what I'm saying, as prophets. You see what I'm saying? It's not our jobs. As a matter of fact, let me show you what our job is. Let's go to real quick, let's go to Jonas. All right, because Yahweh Shai said to the Israelites, he said, this wicked generation seeketh a sign, but there will be no sign given but the sign of the prophet Jonas. You see? So real quick, let's see. I forget where this is specifically. Let me see. All right, so this is Jonah chapter 3. Let's see, Jonah chapter 3 and verse. I want that one spot. Here, let me go to Jonah chapter 4. All right, Jonah chapter 4. Let's start at verse 2. It says, "And he prayed unto the Lord and said, I pray thee, O Lord, was not this my saying when I was yet in my country? Therefore I fled before unto Tarshish, for I knew that thou art a gracious power, and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repentest thee of the evil. Therefore now, O Lord, take, I beseech thee, my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live." You know what I'm saying? And according to the customs of our people back in the ancient days, you know what I'm saying, according to the law, if there's a prophet that speaks the word and it doesn't come true, all right, that's a false prophet. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that what Jonah said was not true. It just wasn't coming at that time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was disappointed with that. All right. But the way that the Lord works is that he always sends his prophets before he brings the judgment. All right. And the fact that the prophets spoke it, just because the Lord didn't do it at that time, didn't mean that the Lord wasn't going to bring that judgment, man. All right. But check this out, verse 4. Jonah chapter 4, verse 4, it says, "Then said the Lord, doest thou well to be angry?" So Jonah went out of the city and sat on the east side of the city, and there made him a booth and sat under it in the shadows, till he might see what would become of the city. All right. So the point of the matter is that the prophets aren't supposed to be out here, you know what I'm saying, in the midst, mingling with everybody, you know what I'm saying, doing the most. All right. The prophets are here to prophesy. We sit back and we wait and we watch. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. All right. When we go out on the highways and hedges, you know what I'm saying, when we do these lessons, all right, we're sighing and crying, we're doing these things, we're prophesying to warn the elect. Okay. And then we sit back and we wait. We watch and we wait, man. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's all we was called to do, man. So let's go to Matthew. All right. Let's go to Matthew. Now, just to clarify this thing, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they're out there, doing drills or exercising and whatnot, that's not necessarily wicked. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily wicked, but it's the imagery. You know what I'm saying? It's the intent behind it. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the point in going to a playground to do all that? You see what I'm saying? You can find an open field somewhere, you know what I'm saying, away from a playground, and you can do that in an open field. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go and act a fool in front of all these people. You know what I'm saying? So let's hit Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. And it reads, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." You see what I'm saying? But these characters that you saw on the screen, they're not even prophets, man. They're not even prophets. They're just out there yelling and screaming and doing whatever. You see what I'm saying? This is not the correct image. You see what I'm saying? This is not the correct movement. All right, that a prophet should display. Now, when you talk about false prophets, you know what I'm saying, perhaps they're leaders. All right, perhaps they're leaders. They're in some sort of position of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? But they're giving the wrong sound. They're giving the incorrect sound, the same as IUIC. You know what I'm saying? When you got this dude coming in on a horse, all right? When you got these I don't know, 500,000 men marches and all that stuff, man, it's carnal means. It's carnal means. You see what I'm saying? That's not what we're here to do, man. All right? As it's written, let's go to Proverbs real quick. Real quick, let's go to Proverbs chapter 1. Okay, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20 says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. All right, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You see what I'm saying? All right. That's what we're supposed to do, man. We're supposed to be out here on the highways and hedges in the chief place of concourse. All right. And we're supposed to prophesy. That's what we're supposed to do, man. Prophesy. All right. Not do military drills, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the playground. You know what I'm saying? Where parents is just trying to take their kids to relax, you know what I'm saying? Unwind from a long day of work. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? This is foolishness. But let's go back to Matthew. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my name, for my sake, and for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? You know, this ministry is about to be under attack very soon. And the only thing you guys is doing is furthering the the antagonism. All right? You're antagonizing these devils even further, man. All right? But nevertheless, you know, we know that this is that this has to happen, right? We know that this has to happen. That's just how it is. Because we're reaching the end of this thing, man. All right? And we know that these particular camps have been sold out. You know what I'm saying? ISUPK, IUIC, all right, BLW, all these different camps that refuse to go into the correct doctrine. You see what I'm saying? What's going on? They all have funding from the 501c3 government subsidy. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, this is more evidence that that these are not prophets, man. All right. And you can learn a lot from the animals, right? This is why the Lord mentioned them. The Lord mentioned, I send you as sheep among wolves. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You can learn from animals. All right. When you watch the way animals move. All right. When you think about a serpent is very wise and calculated in how he moves. You see what I'm saying? Because he knows that all it would take is for somebody to stomp on him. You see? So he calculates how he should strike. You know what I'm saying? Based on his prey's size, based on the build. You see what I'm saying? What you're supposed to be is calculated as a serpent, man. But then you look at you look at a dove. You know what I'm saying? A dove is graceful. A dove is elegant. You know what I'm saying? A dove doesn't do too much, man. You see what I'm saying? A dove is just out of the way. It doesn't cause any contention. See what I'm saying? This is Job chapter 12. Job chapter 12 and verse 7. It reads, but ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee. All right. And the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. All right. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee. And the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. You see what I'm saying? So you can learn a lot from animals. You know? Why does the Lord call this the Lord calls his children sheep? You know what I'm saying? But the reason why he likens us to sheep is because we're very docile and at the same time we're very silly. You know what I'm saying? The sheep is a very beautiful creature, but it's very simple. You know what I'm saying? It's quick to get into trouble. It's quick to wander off. You see? So, this was not a proper display of leadership. This is not a proper display of prudence. As a matter of fact, let's go to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. All right. Proverbs 22:3 reads, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." You know what I'm saying? And these jokers got a lot to say. All right, they got a lot to say about, not being cowards. You know what I'm saying? No cowards and all that stuff, and this whole tough guy facade, this whole tough guy act, man. You know what I'm saying? But the last thing they will do is teach their congregation about Jacob's trouble, warn them of the dangers that's coming. You see what I'm saying? The last thing that they'll do is tell you to repent, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and the time of Jacob's trouble is fast approaching. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you that Jacob's trouble is gay. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you to go and get the RFID chip. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you to go and grab that. Get it inside your arm, man. Don't be no coward. They told you to get that concoction back in 2020. You see what I'm saying? These people consider themselves leaders amongst Israel. You see what I'm saying? Yet they told you to go and trust this very devil, all right, that's causing the downfall, man, that's causing the destruction, right? Like it says here in Ezekiel. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 26. It says, "Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them." You know what I'm saying? So when you had their leader, General Yohana, when you had him come out and say, you know what I'm saying, do you think God cares if you put this foreign device in your body? Well, yes. Yes, the Lord actually cares about that. You see what I'm saying? The Lord actually cares about that. All right? But a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You see what I'm saying? We're not, just because, right? Just because we know the future of these Edomites doesn't mean that we go out there and antagonize them. It doesn't mean that we go out there and flex muscles and do all this goofy shit. All right? Just because we know that their future is damnation, destruction, and obliteration, you know what I'm saying? Just because we know that doesn't mean that we jump out there and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, you Edomites, man, come watch us do our military drills. Like, come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Like, you got this the very same group that goes into a gun range. You see what I'm saying, with fringes on and talking about to death to white people. You see what I'm saying? Like, come the hell on, man. You gotta grow the fuck up. All right, grow the fuck up, man. You see what I'm saying? Do what you have to do and keep it pushing, man. All this extra stuff is not going to get you brownie points with the Heavenly Father, man. You see what I'm saying? This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 18. All right. Let's start at verse 17. It says, recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. All right. If it be possible, verse 18, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. You see? Again, just because we know their fate, we know their future. Yes, we know that they're going to be our slaves. We know that they're going to be subject unto our rule. Yes, we know that. But in this time, be peace. All right? Be at peace, man. Be at peace with these people, man. Let them go about their way. You know what I'm saying? You can still hold the door open for somebody, you know what I'm saying, out of common courtesy. All right? Do what you do, man, on a normal basis. All right? You keep all that extra stuff. All right? Keep that out of the public's eye, man. Leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? That stays within the body. All right? Shit, man. Be like Clark Kent out this bitch, man. You see what I'm saying? It's just that simple. You don't need to do too much. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're supposed to do, man. Let's go to 2 Timothy. All right, 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 2. It reads, preach the word. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. You see what I'm saying? This is the same camp, along with IUIC. They will never go out and preach and prophesy in the wintertime. You see what I'm saying? They'll take a whole season off. You see? But the true prophets will not stop prophesying. We go out there in the cold. We go out there in the blistering heat. You see what I'm saying? We go out there. You know what I'm saying? Mittens on and everything. I get cold super quick. You know what I'm saying? I gotta layer up like I'm an Eskimo out that sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I still be shivering. So come on, man. The scriptures say, preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. But the scriptures also say to be at peace, be peaceable with all men. You see, there's a time and there's a place for this. All right. When we go out there with fringes on and all that stuff, we're prophesying. That's what we're doing. We're out there prophesying and preaching. You see what I'm saying? When we're done, all right, we put that to the side, man. We go back to what we have to do in our normal lives. You know what I'm saying? Like we read in the prophet Jonah. You see what I'm saying? We go to the outskirts of the city. All right. We sit, we watch, we sit, we watch, and we wait. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. All right. 2 Corinthians. I'm gonna close this up real quick, real soon. I don't want to make this too long. Let me see. 2 Corinthians. Chapter 6, verse 3. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3. It says, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. You see, this is what it is, man. All right. Don't bring blame to the ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed, you know what I'm saying, of the earlier games, right? And I remember that there were 3 tenets. All right, there were 3 tenets. First and foremost, never harm the innocent. Right? Number 2, be a blade in the crowd. And number 3, never bring harm to the brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Never bring harm to the brotherhood. This ministry is akin to a brotherhood, man. You see what I'm saying? This is why I always refer to the men of Great Millstone and the men of the likewise doctrine. You see what I'm saying? Beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, I refer to them as a brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? We are a brotherhood, man. All right. We all come to the same place in terms of prophesying to the 4 winds. But at the same time, we go and live our normal lives, our ordinary lives, man. All right. You got brothers that's got wives and children. All right. You got brothers that got pets. You know, we just go through our daily living, man. Go to the gym. Do what you got to do, man. All right. You live an ordinary life, but you also have an extraordinary calling. That's what a prophet is. You see? All right, so this is gonna be the last one before I close it up out of here, man. Let me see. I think I want Galatians. All right, so let's go to Galatians chapter 2. All right, Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4. And it reads, and that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty, which we have in Hamashiach Yahushai, that they might bring us into bondage. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, these particular camps, all right, outside of GMS, man, they got 501c3 vouchers, man. Okay, that means they're controlled by the government. So when the government tells them to go out and be militant, they go out and be militant. All right, when the government tells them go and push this happy juice, all right, to the public, they'll go and they'll push it. When they say go and push this particular device that goes underneath the skin, they're going to go and push that. All right. When they say go around and march, you know what I'm saying, with the strap on, they're going to go and do that. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you determine who is preaching this word, all right, and who's in this thing for gimmicks, man. You see? So I'm gonna cut that there, man. Be wise as a serpent, man. Be harmless as a dove. Straightforward to the point. All right. Pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakhakwadash. All right, double honors into the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right, shalom.